In with the old Thursdays. I want to do every Thursday where I talk about an old movie that did it best and everybody's copied. But somebody asked me on my channel to do a video about Epstein and Trump. And I thought, okay, how can I make that work? And I'll say, okay, here's who did it better. Hugh Hefner did it better. Why? Because there were less cameras, there was less internet, and he could get away with being a whatever freak he was. Hugh Hefner was the original, and he got away with it. He died. He got away with it. I mean, you know, Trump might actually be the last man in history to get away with it. Because it looks like he's going to get away with it. Don't tell me Hugh Hefner was not sleeping with girls under 16. Or like half of Hollywood. And you know, back in the early 1900s, it was actually normal to marry a 13-year-old in a lot of places, which is foreign to us today, but yeah. But Trump was on the record on Howard Stern saying that he would never have sex with anybody under 12, which is really admirable. I was thinking the other day that Trump probably did have sex with his daughter. I would put a bet on that, yeah. I'm trying to find a way to make this funny. But it's hard to make fun of a clown, right? Because they're already dressed up in the clown makeup. You can't say, look at your fat red nose. Oh, look at your stupid hair. Right? That's the problem with Trump. Easier than that is to make fun of the army of cultists who follow Trump. Because they are hilarious. Trump could deport somebody to another country and they would still vote for him. Occurred to me recently, fool me once, shame on me, you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me a million times, I'm in a MAGA cult. And then there's that logical argument, you know, if it looks like a cat, if it smells like a cat, if it sounds like a cat, if it sounds, you know, whatever, then it's probably a cat. And like in the case of Trump and Epstein, if he's flying with Epstein, if Epstein's calling him his best friend, if they've had numerous interactions, I guess you can say they're involved with each other. Like, there's no more proof needed. I mean, I guess it's kind of funny that his whole cult of anti-pedos, right? They hate pedos. That their hero is a pedo himself. But I had a realization. 50% of the world believes that there was a man who lived 2,000 years ago who could fly and had superpowers. He was basically Superman. And by that I mean Jesus Christ. If half the world believes that, then that answers every question you could ever have for how could people believe something ridiculous. I suppose it's funny that Trump and Epstein, they both basically probably inherited all their money from their daddies. And they just spent all that money on partying and just, what do you call it, gluttony? Just gluttonous. Dionysus was a Greek god, I believe, also known as Bacchus. He was the god of wine, wine-making, fertility, festivity, madness, religious ecstasy, and theater. These are Dionysian people. All they care about is just having as much fun as possible. But I don't think they come to a fun end. I don't think Epstein came to a fun end. And little Trump man, he doesn't even laugh very much. I don't think he experiences any joy for all of that joy seeking. Yeah, so Trump had sex with his daughter. I'm 99% sure about that. But that's not the funny part. That's not funny. What's funny is that millions of people think that he's Jesus. But back then, you know, Bacchus, Dionysus, in ancient Greece, you could do that. There were no cameras that could film you doing all the debauchery that you're doing. And even Hugh Hefner, right? These guys are a throwback to Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner got away with it. But poor little Donnie and poor little Jeffrey and poor little P. Diddy, they're reaping the rewards of living in a society that actually is a little bit up to date, a little bit up to beat, a little bit more aware, a little bit more what do you call it? Technologically advanced, so that like everything gets filmed, everything comes out. And also, what does it say about a person where, like, you know, Trump and Epstein were best friends? Epstein said, Trump is my best friend. Imagine turning your back on your best friend and going, oh, he's a creepy freak. It's good that he's dead. Imagine saying that about your once best friend. I could never do that. So at least I'm not put in that predicament. Yeah, so there's really not much to say about this subject aside that, like, you all knew that Trump was a piece of garbage. You voted for him, and now you're letting him turn the world into garbage. Congratulations. Thank you. And I don't mean thank you, I mean the opposite. And I will end with a short, not even a short story, just a little page of writing from Franz Kafka. He had one episode called, actually it's not Kafka, it's Kierkegaard. He says, a fire broke out backstage in a theater. The clown came out to warn the public, and they thought it was a joke and applauded. He repeated it. The acclaim was even greater. I think that's just how the world will come to an end, to general applause from wits who believe it's a joke. And what I would add is that I think he was wrong. The way the world will end is a clown will come into the theater while it's on fire, and he'll say that the theater is not burning down, and the people will believe him. And that's where we're at. I'll add one more thing. I was commenting on someone's YouTube post maybe a year ago, and the person was saying, oh my God, but don't you realize how hard Trump works doing all those rallies? And I wrote back, oh yeah, that's really hard, just praising yourself in front of 1 million people for 2 hours. That's such hard work. Are you kidding me? That's like an ego trip. Everybody would like to do that. I'd like to be able to just go on and talk about how great I am while 1 million people applaud. That's not work. So this gluttonous Dionysian behavior, it's beyond narcissism. It's just like, I just want to eat all the food on the table, and if there's any food left and I'm stuffed, I'll throw it in the garbage rather than give it to you, because everything has to be for me. I get everything all the time, always. If I've got, I ate the biggest meal and there's like an extra, I'm just going to throw it in the garbage because you don't deserve it, because you don't work, because I work really hard. And the truth is, Trump nor Epstein ever worked a minute in their life. No work at all, just pleasure. And I guess the punchline, the joke is that they didn't even get that much pleasure out of it. Did I miss anything? Is there any jokes that I should have made? What are your thoughts on this whole thing? It's not very funny, it's more sad. But yeah, comment, let me know what you think. And yeah, I don't know. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine.